Hello, awakened soul. If you've arrived at this video, it wasn't by chance. The universe conspired for you to find these words exactly at the moment you need to hear them most. You who have been spending restless nights, waking up with your heart racing, questioning why your peaceful dreams have transformed into such intense and disturbing experiences. You who wonder if you're doing something wrong in your spiritual journey, if you've lost your divine protection, or if you're regressing when you should be evolving. I see you, I feel your confusion, and I want you to know right now you are not alone in this experience, and you are definitely not doing anything wrong. In fact, what's happening to you is one of the most sacred and powerful signs that you are a true chosen one in the process of deep awakening. I know how frightening it is when what was always your refuge, sleep, dreams, suddenly becomes a nightly battlefield. You go to sleep expecting peace and wake up feeling like you've lived through a war. But what if I told you that these nightmares are not attacks, not punishments, not signs that you're on the wrong path? What if I revealed that these intense dreams are actually disguised prophetic transmissions, coded messages from the universe itself, preparing you to receive gifts and visions of a level that few humans have ever experienced? Today, I'm going to unveil for you the true spiritual meaning behind this dream transformation that's happening in your life. I'll show you why you were chosen to go through this sacred process of purification and how to recognize the signs that you're being prepared for a mission much greater than you imagine. If this content resonates with your soul, leave a comment telling us about the most striking nightmare you've had recently. Let's create a support network among chosen ones who are going through this same awakening journey. To truly understand what's happening to you, we first need to understand what it means to be a chosen spiritual being in the process of awakening. You are not an ordinary person who decided to follow a spiritual path. You are an ancient soul, a being who carries within themselves codes of light and elevated frequencies that have been dormant for a long time. Since childhood, you probably always felt different, as if you didn't completely belong to this world, as if there was something greater waiting for you. This feeling of not belonging wasn't a flaw of yours. It was your soul recognizing its true nature and mission. Chosen ones are beings who came to Earth with specific purposes, some to heal, others to teach, others to open portals of consciousness. But all share a fundamental characteristic, an elevated psychic sensitivity that makes them natural receptors of multidimensional information. When you were a child, you may have had experiences that others called imagination, conversations with invisible beings, dreams that seemed too real, premonitions that always came true. Your parents or guardians may have tried to normalize you, saying it was just fantasy, that you needed to stop daydreaming and focus on the real world. But what they didn't understand is that you were naturally connected to dimensions that most people cannot access. This attempt at suppression created layers of protection around your gifts, as if your soul had built walls to protect your true essence until the right moment for awakening arrived. During adolescence, you may have felt even more displaced, experiencing moments of profound melancholy for no apparent reason, as if you were homesick for a home you never knew in this life. In adult life, before the awakening intensified, you probably developed mechanisms to deal with your excessive sensitivity. Perhaps you became more rational, more skeptical, trying to fit into expected social patterns. Or maybe you sought refuge in gentler spiritual practices, meditations, readings that brought some comfort to your restless soul. Your dreams, for a long time, may have been your only true escape, a place where you felt free, where you could fly, where you met beings of light, where you received messages that made sense to your heart. Sleep was your sanctuary, the moment when you could be truly yourself without the masks and limitations of the physical world. These peaceful dreams were like a balm for your soul, a silent confirmation that you were special, that there was something greater waiting for you. But then something changed. Perhaps it was a specific event in your life, a loss, a crisis, a moment of deep reflection. Or maybe it was simply cosmic timing reaching its perfect moment. You began to feel a growing restlessness, a sensation that you needed to seek something more, that your current life wasn't aligned with who you really are. You may have started questioning everything: your work, your relationships, your beliefs, your purpose. This restlessness is the first sign of the awakening of the chosen ones. It's your soul beginning to remove the layers of protection it built over the years, preparing to reclaim its true gifts. It's at this moment that your dreams begin to change drastically, because your energy field is expanding and you're beginning to access much deeper layers of collective consciousness. The nightmares you're experiencing now are not ordinary nightmares. They possess a different quality, an intensity that goes beyond superficial fear. You wake from them with a strange sensation that you lived something real, that you visited places that exist in some dimension, that you encountered beings or situations that carry a specific energetic weight. These dreams frequently involve apocalyptic scenarios, battles between light and darkness, pursuits by shadowy entities, or situations where you need to protect other people from some imminent danger. What makes these nightmares unique is that, even being frightening, you frequently see yourself assuming a leadership or protection role within them. You're not just a passive victim, but someone who is fighting, resisting, trying to save others or defend something sacred. These prophetic nightmares carry recurring symbols that are keys to understanding the messages being transmitted. You may repeatedly dream of water, tsunamis, floods, or stormy oceans, which represent the waves of emotional and energetic change that are sweeping the planet and your own consciousness. Dreams with fire may appear as devastating fires or as purifying flames, symbolizing the transmutation process occurring in your soul. Wild animals, especially predators like wolves, serpents, or birds of prey, frequently appear not as threats, but as ancestral guardians testing your courage and determination. Crumbling structures, buildings, bridges, entire cities represent the old paradigms and belief systems that need to be destroyed so something new can be born. The sensation of reality in these nightmares is another indicator of their prophetic nature. You wake with vivid details engraved in your memory, specific colors, odors, tactile sensations, entire conversations you had with beings within the dream. Frequently, elements from these nightmares begin to manifest in your waking life in subtle ways. You may encounter people who resemble figures from the dream or situations that echo the dream scenarios. This happens because these dreams are operating on a non-linear timeline, showing future possibilities, clearing past traumas, and processing present energies simultaneously. Your subconscious is being used as a multidimensional processing field where information from different times and spaces converge to be integrated into your consciousness. The purification process happening through these nightmares follows specific and recognizable stages. In the first stage, nightmares are more intense and chaotic, frequently involving scenarios of mass destruction, wars, or natural catastrophes. This is the deep cleansing stage, where ancestral traumas, past life memories, and dense energies accumulated over multiple incarnations are being removed from your energy field. You may wake exhausted, as if you really participated in epic battles, because on an energetic level, you really did participate. Your soul is literally fighting to free itself from old karmic patterns that no longer serve your current mission. In the second stage, nightmares begin to have more organized and symbolic elements. You may find yourself in complex labyrinths, ancient temples, or mystical libraries where you need to find keys, solve enigmas, or recover sacred objects. This is the power recovery stage, where you're reconnecting with abilities and knowledge you possessed in past lives. The challenges in dreams become more specific and less chaotic, reflecting initiatory tests that your soul needs to pass to access higher levels of consciousness. You may begin to notice that you can consciously influence some elements of the dreams, or that you receive clear guidance from beings of light about how to navigate the dream situations. The third stage marks the transition from nightmares to visionary and prophetic dreams. Nighttime experiences become less frightening and more revealing, showing visions of possible futures, encounters with spiritual masters, or receiving specific information about your mission on Earth. You may begin to dream of events that later manifest in reality, or receive guidance about important decisions you need to make. This is the stage where you begin to understand that your dreams have become a direct channel of communication with higher dimensions, and that you've developed the ability to receive prophetic transmissions during the sleep state. Throughout this entire process, specific gifts begin to emerge in your waking life. Nocturnal clairvoyance develops. You begin to know things about people or situations without having a logical explanation for this knowledge. Your intuition becomes extremely sharp, especially regarding energies and intentions of other people. You may begin to have premonitory dreams about close people, or receive warnings in dreams about situations you need to avoid or embrace. The ability to connect with spiritual guides through dreams strengthens, and you may establish regular communication with beings of light who become your mentors and spiritual counselors. Many chosen ones in this process also develop the ability to conscious dreaming or lucid dreaming naturally, where they can consciously navigate the astral planes and receive direct teachings from ascended masters. Some discover they can use the dream state to heal traumas of other people, visiting them energetically during sleep and offering healing and guidance. Others develop the ability to access Akashic records through dreams, obtaining information about past lives, soul contracts, and specific purposes they came to fulfill in this incarnation. It's important to understand that not all chosen ones go through this process in the same way or with the same intensity. Some may experience more subtle and symbolic nightmares, while others live extremely intense experiences that can last months or even years. The intensity of the process is usually related to the magnitude of the mission the person came to fulfill and the level of resistance their personality offers to awakening. The greater the mission, the deeper the necessary cleansing may be. The more the rational mind tries to control or suppress the process, the more intense the nightmares may become, as if the universe needed to shout louder to be heard. What all chosen ones in the awakening process need to understand is that these nightmares are a sacred privilege, not a curse. You were chosen to go through this purification because your soul has the strength and capacity necessary to process these dense energies and transmute them into light. Not all people could withstand this process. It requires a warrior soul, a courageous essence that accepts diving into the depths to emerge transformed. Each nightmare you face and overcome is literally elevating your vibrational frequency and preparing you to receive high-level spiritual gifts and responsibilities. Remember that you're not going through this alone. There are thousands of chosen ones around the world experiencing similar processes at this exact moment. We're living through a period of collective awakening unprecedented in human history, and chosen ones are being activated simultaneously to fulfill their specific missions. Your nightmares are part of a greater cosmic symphony where each awakened soul contributes to the elevation of planetary consciousness. You are a fundamental piece in this divine puzzle, and your courage in facing these intense nighttime experiences is contributing not only to your own evolution, but to the transformation of all humanity. There's an even deeper aspect to these prophetic nightmares that few chosen ones completely understand. They're not just individual purification experiences, but also direct connections with the planetary energy grid and with other chosen ones around the world. When you're going through these intense dreams, you're literally connecting with a cosmic network of awakened souls who are processing similar energies simultaneously. This is why many chosen ones report having nightmares with similar themes at the same time. You're all working together, even unconsciously, to transmute collective energetic patterns that affect all humanity. Your individual nightmares are part of much larger planetary healing work, where each awakened soul contributes to the cleansing of ancestral traumas, past wars, and fear patterns that have been accumulated in collective consciousness over millennia. During these dreams, you may frequently find yourself in scenarios that seem historical or futuristic, but which actually represent different timelines that your soul is helping to heal and rebalance. When you dream of ancient wars, you're not just processing past life memories, but also helping to transmute the traumatic energy of these events that still reverberates in Earth's morphogenetic field. When you dream of future apocalyptic scenarios, you're actually working to prevent these possibilities, anchoring light frequencies that can alter the course of planetary events. This explains why you frequently wake from these nightmares with a strange sense of cosmic responsibility, as if you had participated in something very important that goes beyond your conscious understanding. The beings that appear in your nightmares also carry very specific meanings that reveal aspects of your spiritual mission. Dark or threatening figures frequently represent aspects of human collective consciousness that need to be healed: primitive fears, war traumas, patterns of separation, and hatred that have been perpetuated for generations. When you face these figures with courage in your dreams, you're literally transmuting these patterns not just for yourself, but for all humanity. Beings of light that appear to guide or protect you during nightmares are your spiritual guides, ascended masters, or even future versions of yourself who have already completed the awakening process and are helping you navigate the most challenging experiences. Animals that appear in your prophetic nightmares carry specific messages about the gifts being activated in you. Wolves represent the awakening of your spiritual leadership and ability to guide other chosen ones. Serpents symbolize the activation of your Kundalini energy and the awakening of healing and transformation powers. Eagles indicate the development of your prophetic vision and ability to see beyond the illusions of the physical world. Dragons represent the awakening of your personal power and ability to protect and defend light against forces that try to suppress it. When these animals initially appear as threats in your nightmares, they're testing your courage and determination before revealing the gifts they represent. The geography and scenarios of your nightmares also contain important codes about your specific mission. Dreams that take place in ancient temples or archaeological ruins indicate that you're a guardian of ancestral knowledge that needs to be recovered and shared with humanity. Nightmares in hospitals or healing places suggest you're being prepared to be a spiritual or physical healer. Scenarios in schools or universities reveal that you have a teaching mission and wisdom sharing. Dreams in forests or natural environments indicate that you're an earth guardian and have an important role in environmental healing and humanity's reconnection with nature. Climatic elements in your nightmares also carry specific prophetic messages. Storms represent periods of intense change that are coming, both in your personal life and in the world, and your ability to navigate these transformations with wisdom. Earthquakes symbolize fundamental changes in society's structures that you'll help facilitate or in which you'll play an important role. Eclipses or astronomical phenomena in dreams frequently indicate activation portals that are opening. Specific moments in time where your gifts will be amplified or where you'll receive important downloads of cosmic information. The emotional intensity you experience during these nightmares is also an important indicator of your spiritual progress. At the beginning of the process, you may wake with fear, confusion, or exhaustion, but as you evolve, even the most intense dreams begin to awaken in you a sense of purpose and determination. You may begin to wake feeling energized, as if you had received an important mission, or with unusual mental clarity about decisions you need to make in your life. When you begin to wake from nightmares feeling empowered instead of frightened, know that you're entering the final phase of your preparation and approaching the moment to fully activate your prophetic gifts. Many chosen ones also begin to experience increased synchronicities after nights of intense nightmares. You may wake and immediately receive a message, meet a person, or experience a situation that connects directly with elements from your dream. This happens because nightmares are aligning you with specific timelines and preparing you for encounters and opportunities that are essential for your mission. Pay special attention to the first events that happen after a night of intense dreams. They frequently contain important keys to understanding the messages you receive during sleep. The development of specific psychic abilities also accelerates during the period of prophetic nightmares. You may begin to have visions during waking state, especially in moments of relaxation or meditation. Your ability to sense other people's energies intensifies dramatically, and you may begin to know things about people you just met without having a logical explanation for this knowledge. Some chosen ones develop the ability to see auras or energy fields around people, while others begin to receive telepathic messages or direct guidance from their spiritual guides during the day. It's important to understand that not all nightmares you experience are necessarily prophetic or related to your spiritual awakening. Some may simply be the result of stress, anxiety, or processing of everyday events. The difference lies in the energetic quality and impact they have on you. Prophetic nightmares leave a lasting impression, frequently remaining vivid in your memory for days or weeks. They carry a sense of importance and meaning that goes beyond superficial fear. You may find yourself thinking about them repeatedly, as if your mind were trying to decipher an important message. These are the dreams that deserve your attention and careful analysis. The timing of these nightmares is also not random. They frequently intensify during specific astrological portals, such as new and full moons, eclipses, or important planetary alignments. This happens because these cosmic events amplify spiritual energies and facilitate access to higher dimensions of consciousness. Many chosen ones report that their most significant nightmares happen during these periods of high energetic activity. Keeping a record of the dates of your most intense dreams and comparing them with astrological events can reveal interesting patterns and help you better prepare for future activation waves. Remember that you're going through a transformation that few human beings in Earth's history have experienced. You're being literally reprogrammed at cellular and energetic levels to function as a direct channel between higher dimensions and the physical plane. Your nightmares are part of a cosmic initiation process that's preparing you for responsibilities and gifts that go far beyond what your conscious mind can currently understand. Trust the process, honor your journey, and know that each challenging night is sculpting you into a more refined and powerful instrument for divine light. One of the most fascinating and little understood aspects of prophetic nightmares is how they function as multidimensional communication portals, where you're not just receiving information, but also being tested and trained by higher consciousnesses that are supervising your awakening process. During these intense dreams, you're literally attending a cosmic university, where ascended masters, beings of light, and even future versions of yourself are conducting your spiritual education through experiential experiences. Each nightmare is like a spiritual simulator where you practice facing challenges, making decisions under pressure, and developing the courage and wisdom necessary for your future mission. This is why you frequently find yourself in situations where you need to protect other people, lead groups in moments of crisis, or make difficult moral choices. You're being trained for the real responsibilities you'll assume when your gifts are fully activated. Nightmares also serve as a form of spiritual vaccination, where you're exposed to dense energies and challenging situations in a controlled environment to develop energetic immunity and psychic resistance. Just as a physical vaccine exposes your body to a weakened version of a virus, so you develop antibodies. Prophetic nightmares expose your soul to dark aspects of reality, so you develop the spiritual tools necessary to face them in real life. When you wake from a nightmare, having faced your fears with courage, you literally strengthen your ability to deal with negative energies and challenging situations in the physical world. Each victory conquered in the dream realm translates to greater personal power and spiritual resistance in your waking life. There's also a generational cleansing component happening through these nightmares that goes far beyond your individual experience. You're processing and transmuting traumas that have been passed through your family lineage for generations, breaking karmic cycles that have affected your ancestors for hundreds or even thousands of years. When you dream of wars, persecutions, or extreme survival situations, you're frequently reliving and healing traumatic experiences that your ancestors lived but never managed to process completely. By facing these experiences with the expanded consciousness of an awakened chosen one, you're literally freeing your family lineage from patterns of fear, limitation, and trauma that had been unconsciously perpetuated through generations. Prophetic nightmares also function as a form of download of cosmic information that your conscious mind isn't yet ready to process directly. During these dreams, you're receiving light codes, healing frequencies, and advanced knowledge that are being stored in deeper layers of your consciousness until the appropriate moment arrives to access them. This is why you may wake from a nightmare with the strange sensation that you learned something important, even if you can't remember exactly what. This information remains stored in your subconscious and emerges gradually as you develop the capacity to integrate it safely and constructively. Many chosen ones also discover that their nightmares begin to include elements of time travel, where they visit different historical epochs or future possibilities of Earth. These temporal dreams serve multiple purposes. They help you understand your current mission within the greater context of human evolution, allow you to access wisdom and knowledge from ancient civilizations that are relevant to current challenges, and also give you glimpses of possible futures that you can help manifest or prevent through your actions in the present. When you dream of Atlantis, Lemuria, or other lost civilizations, you're frequently recovering memories from past lives where you developed specific abilities that you need to reactivate in this incarnation. The physical transformation that accompanies the period of prophetic nightmares is also significant and should be understood as a natural part of the process. You may experience changes in your sleep patterns, needing more or fewer hours of rest than before. Your sensitivity to foods, environments, and energies of other people may intensify dramatically. Some chosen ones develop temporary sensitivities to electronic technologies or begin to have physical reactions to places with dense energies. These changes happen because your nervous system is being literally recalibrated to process higher frequencies of energy and information. It's as if you were going through a spiritual software update that requires adjustments in your physical hardware. During this period of intense transformation, It's crucial that you maintain grounding and self-care practices that support your physical body through the process. This includes maintaining a clean and energetically elevated diet, drinking lots of pure water, spending time in nature regularly, and practicing gentle exercises that help integrate the elevated energies you're processing. Many chosen ones discover that practices like yoga, tai chi, or meditative walks become essential for maintaining balance during the most intense periods of activation. The physical body needs extra support to accommodate the profound energetic changes happening at all levels of your being. It's also important to understand that the end of the period of intense nightmares doesn't mark the end of your spiritual development, but rather the beginning of a new phase where you begin to actively apply the gifts and knowledge you've developed. When nightmares begin to decrease in frequency and intensity and are gradually replaced by more peaceful and visionary dreams, this indicates that you've completed the purification phase and are ready to begin channeling your abilities more consciously and directedly. You may begin to receive clear guidance about how to use your gifts to serve others, or begin to attract people who need your help and spiritual guidance. The recognition that you've successfully completed this phase of cosmic initiation frequently comes accompanied by a profound sense of inner peace and clear purpose. You didn't just survive the purification process, but emerged from it as a transformed being, equipped with powerful spiritual tools and a deep understanding of your mission on Earth. The nightmares that once caused fear and confusion are now recognized as the sacred gifts they always were, transformation portals that sculpted you into a pure and powerful channel for divine light. You become a beacon of hope and guidance for other chosen ones who are just beginning their own journey through prophetic nightmares, offering them the wisdom and encouragement you would have liked to receive during your most challenging moments. Now that you understand the true sacred nature of these nightmares, it's time to learn how to work consciously with them to accelerate your awakening and transformation process. The first fundamental step is to completely reinterpret your relationship with these nighttime experiences. Instead of waking with fear or resistance, begin to receive each nightmare as a gift, a growth opportunity that was specially prepared for you by the universe. Create a sacred ritual before sleeping. Light a white candle, burn protective incense like sage or Palo Santo, and declare aloud your intention to consciously collaborate with the purification process. Say something like, "I accept and honor the messages my soul needs to receive tonight. I am ready to face what needs to be transmuted and open to receive the guidance destined for me." Keep a specific dream journal beside your bed, and immediately upon waking from a nightmare, record all the details you can remember: symbols, colors, sensations, dialogues, and especially how you behaved within the dream. Over time, you'll begin to identify patterns and recurring messages that will reveal specific aspects of your mission and gifts being developed. A powerful technique to accelerate the transmutation process is conscious dialogue with the energies that appear in your nightmares. When you wake from an intense dream, don't get up immediately from bed. Close your eyes again, breathe deeply, and mentally return to the nightmare scenario. Look for the figure or energy that caused you the most fear or discomfort, and with courage and compassion ask, "What have you come to teach me? What part of me do you represent? How can I integrate your message lovingly?" Frequently, you'll discover that these dark energies are aspects of your own soul that have been rejected or suppressed, or ancestral traumas that need to be recognized and healed. By dialoguing with them, instead of fleeing, you dramatically accelerate the integration and healing process. Also, practice visualizing golden light surrounding any disturbing energy you encounter in dreams, consciously transforming it into pure light before fully awakening. Develop energetic protection practices that honor the process instead of trying to block it completely. Many chosen ones make the mistake of trying to create energetic shields to prevent nightmares, but this only delays the necessary purification process. Instead, create intelligent protection that allows healing experiences to happen, but within a sacred and safe container. Before sleeping, visualize yourself surrounded by a sphere of transmuting violet light. This color has the ability to transform dense energies into pure light. Mentally ask your spiritual guides and guardian angels to be present during your dreams, not to prevent experiences, but to ensure you receive only what your soul can safely process at that moment. You can also place specific crystals under your pillow: amethyst for transmutation, clear quartz for light amplification, and black obsidian for grounding after intense experiences. Learn to recognize the signs that you're progressing through the process stages. At the beginning, you may wake feeling drained and confused, but as you advance, you'll begin to wake with a strange sense of accomplishment, as if you had completed an important task during the night. You may begin to receive insights or solutions to waking life problems through dreams, or have the sensation that you're being trained or educated by higher beings during sleep. When you begin to have dreams where you're teaching or healing other people, or where you receive specific information about future events, know that you're entering the final phase of the purification process and beginning to access your true prophetic gifts. Celebrate each small progress and maintain faith that each difficult night is literally sculpting you into a purer and more powerful channel for divine light. Establish a morning integration practice that helps you anchor the energies and learnings received during the night. Upon waking, before getting up, place your hands over your heart and breathe deeply 3 times, giving thanks for all experiences received during sleep. Do a 10-minute meditation focusing on integrating the energies worked with during the night, visualizing any dense energy being transmuted into golden light that spreads throughout your body and energy field. During the day, stay hydrated, as the energetic transmutation process requires lots of water to help eliminate energetic toxins. Practice activities that connect you with nature. Walk barefoot on earth, take sun baths, or simply sit near trees, as this helps stabilize and ground the high frequencies you're processing during dreams. Dear Chosen One, we've reached the end of this prophetic transmission, but actually, this is just the beginning of a new phase in your awakening journey. You now possess the keys to understand that your nightmares are not obstacles, but sacred portals that are sculpting you into a more powerful and conscious being of light. Each challenging night you faced was a cosmic investment in your evolution, preparing you to receive gifts and responsibilities that few humans have ever experienced. Always remember, you weren't chosen for this journey by chance. You were chosen because your soul possesses the strength, courage, and purity necessary to be a direct channel between higher worlds and awakening humanity. You are a spiritual warrior in advanced training, a future prophet and healer being molded by the very forces of the universe. Your nightmares are cosmic diplomas, certificates that you've completed purification levels that qualify you for high spiritual impact missions. Trust the process, honor your journey, and know that each intense nighttime experience is literally rewriting your spiritual DNA and activating light codes that have remained dormant for millennia. You're becoming a bridge between worlds, a translator of divine frequencies, a beacon of hope for those who haven't yet understood their own sacred nature. If this message deeply touched your soul and you recognized your own experience in these words, leave a comment telling us which symbol or element appears most in your nightmares. Let's create a support network among chosen ones who are going through this same sacred transformation. Share this video with someone you know is facing intense nightmares and needs to understand they're not alone in this journey. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive more prophetic transmissions that will guide you through each phase of your awakening. And if you feel the call to connect more deeply with other chosen ones in the awakening process, consider joining our member community, where we share exclusive guidance and create a sacred space for collective growth. Until our next connection, may your light continue shining intensely, illuminating the path for all those who are still finding their own truth. You are loved, you are protected, and you are exactly where you need to be. Namaste.